Well,
You have it.
I don't believe a word of what you guys are saying today. I want to be very provocative. First of all, because after lunch everybody's a little bit asleep. And secondly, because I believe so much in what you do that I don't believe in what you say. Let me explain. The point is that you just mentioned the problem is access to finance. This morning we heard colleagues saying, you know, the problem is that it's more economical to do that instead of doing the right thing. And we go and we continue. Incentives have a limit. The limit is given by the market forces, but the very important problem is the economic theory. Until we don't change the mainstream economic theory, we will not succeed in whatever we are doing. Raja is optimist. I've been optimist for 35 years, 25 in the European Commission, 5 in FIO. Now I'm fed up of being optimist because I see that if we don't change the rating agencies in New York, if we don't change the Adam Smith paradigm, we don't move it. So my presentation will be a proxy of what we can do, being optimistic until we don't change the economic theory. An economic theory where I asked Gonzalo, and he agreed with me this morning. In Italy, economic faculty, you carry some 20 exams to get your bachelor degree in economics. Of these 20 exams, maybe 3 or 4 talk about sustainability, talk about circularity, etc., natural capital, no way to be seen. In economic faculty, forget about you guys. So the economists of tomorrow, they are not trained to reason in terms of natural capital and nature-based solution. Some of you, how many economists are in this room today? So quite a few. Some of you with gray hair maybe has developed that thing, but we were not taught that way in school. And today, schools of economics still don't teach that. So the economist of 10 years' time will not be ready for this. Leave apart the children in primary school that are not trained to sustainability, starting from waste and managing waste. So forget about my slides. You will have it. This is a drawing to you, scientists. When I was in FIO, I asked, look, can we make these SDGs simple? That's my result of 3 years exercise in FIO to get simple the SDGs. They are not simple. They are complicated. The best kept secret in this planet today is that nobody, and I underline nobody, can solve the trade-offs between targets in the SDGs. If the water target gets better, but the CO2 target gets worse, what do I do? Nobody can tell you anything about that, because this is country-specific, cultural-specific, and money-specific. So the best-kept secret in FIO is that nobody can solve SDG trade-offs, okay? And this representation, that confusing thing, was an attempt to create tools, simple, because remember, you guys understand everything, but you have to explain A, to politicians, B, to bank loan officers, C, to journalists, your sustainability things. If you are not explaining to them and they don't understand, you fail in your communication task. And that's where we go. The financial system, of course, is fundamental for what has been mentioned by almost all of you today, which is scale up. We need to scale up. We need to scale up. Well, to scale up, you need money. To transform the food systems, you need money. I animated and moderated the last session of the Third World Conference on the Mediterranean Diet in Bari in September. I don't know whoever of you was there. The last session, and I moderated from Rome because I had COVID, was about money. And the guys told me, Roberto, that was the most important thing. No doubt that money is essential to do these investments SDG compliant. Traceability is a very important part, by the way. It's probably one of the most important part because it keeps people honest in what they say. We hear a lot about greenwashing. Well, greenwashing is about lying. Greenwashing is about saying that you do something, pretending that you do, just superficially, mocking up some figures. Push factors. We have spoken about consumer attitude. We all agree, mature market, the consumers are pulling the demand towards sustainability. First one is traceability. I'm Italian, so if I don't read where it comes, what I'm going to eat, I'm not going to eat it. If I don't know, I don't eat. But in emerging and developing markets, this is not the case. Price is still the discriminant. So the pull factor from the market works so and so. Incentives. I conceived this investment plan in Africa, and I convinced the European Parliament that money from taxpayers should be used to create guarantees for private people to invest in risky places in agriculture in Africa. Because today it's not happening. There must be a reason why it's not happening. Because according to that economic theory and the financial system, it's too risky. So it's not happening. Finish. And if it's not happening, nothing will happen. And so you have to make it happen. So we thought, optimistic, no, let's put a lot of money and let's create incentives for those that comply with sustainability, and we give them the money to hedge the risk. It didn't work. Why? Because the banking system, the development banking system, because I would appreciate from the commercial banking system, but the development public banking system, they say, oh no, Roberto, even if the Commission covers the losses of an investment, our reputation will be affected and our rating will be affected. True. And then you go to say, oh my God, the problem is in New York. The rating, no? I'm not pointing out to the bad guys and the good guys. I'm saying that all we do is a proxy. We are agitating ourselves to get something that we will never get until something more fundamental doesn't change. So we have the pull factor from the market consumers. We need a push factor from investors. Even BlackRock wrote a letter to the investees saying, look, you have to behave, otherwise I don't give you money. That's good. A little bit of greenwashing as well, but we go for it. So I come to my proposition to all of you, which is here, this one. The essence, and many of you, you have solutions, you have innovation. So you are innovative lab, you need to display, and you are doing it. This morning was full of very good solutions. These solutions must reach everybody, must be able to be disseminated widely. How do you do it? Through the financial sector. Why? Because if the financial sector knows what is valuable in terms of sustainability and still producing profit, it will spread it out. It will become a sort of compliance by them joining to the financial due diligence they do. And so you have a financial due diligence and a sustainability due diligence, which I tried to do in FIO, but was impossible. So I call you with your idea to fill, this container with idea. The ideas are filtered, and there is a lot about governance. Remember, SDGs is not about only technical things, water, CO2, chemical. It's also about child labor, women empowerment, land rights. So there is a lot of governance in it. I'm also chair of an association of NGOs, international NGOs. We do care about SDG number 10, which is fighting inequalities. Without fighting inequalities, the social system will never be apt to get sustainability inside. because somebody will always profit from somebody else, and that is not the SDG principle. So I call upon you to cooperate, and first of all, the foundation. So I look at you. I don't know if there are the responsible for the foundation in the room, but the foundation to team up with the SIAM. SIAM is the Centre pour les hautes études agronomiques pour la Méditerranée, SIAM Institute in Bari, because I conceive that kind of approach there with them, but we do need some excellent IT, artificial intelligence skills, because when you get a best practice, like this morning by one of the companies that exploit, you, the bank, you, the public sector, you want to benchmark and compare what is being said with the databases, accessible. So you need a robot that compares the data you get from that best practice with the FIO database, the Statistical Office of Spain, or any other database which is open source. And the machine will do the calculation, saying, look, yes, that consumption of water per ton of production is indeed better than the average in that region. So you have set a benchmark. And the bank can say, okay, if you do that, I give you 2% discount in the interest rate for your loan, like I think Crédit Agricole is doing. So I don't want to bother you with my slides. I'm very happy that you moved me in the afternoon in a gender-balanced panel. And I think I'm calling upon you to make yourself visible with this concept and the foundation to get deep into this conversation, if you are interested, to develop with the IT department in universities a kind of reasoning tool which can chew the information of a certain experience coming from a company, a government policy, an NGO, and comparing with the existing or proxy indicators, all aligned in the SDG framework, of course, and all at disposal of the banking system to make such that, together with traceability, we do have all the other criteria that will make the analysis of an investment and deciding that, yes, it deserves a better rate, it deserves a grant component, etc. I manage blending facilities in Brussels at the Commission, and that was a great tool to stimulate this kind of movement of policy-driven investment. So we are here now, and I call upon you to come upon with your availability to discuss further this matter. Thank you.
Roberto, thank you so much.